Hello, I'm Sean Richards, and you are listening to Sister Speak Podcast on the Digital Podcast Network with my lovely co-host,
Yeah.
Morgan Alexandria.
Yes. What's up, y'all?
Quinn Walters.
Hello.
And, ooh, I see a star. It's Nikki Starr.
Hey.
Okay, on this show, we're going to let's just get into it.
Yes,
let's just get into the 5 things. Black women rules. That's what I'm going to call it.
Yes.
Black women rules.
Yes.
Okay.
The sister commandments.
I love it.
Like that,
Nikki. God. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there are 5 things that are very important to us as Black women. The number 1, cocoa butter.
Yes.
Ding.
Yes.
Quinn Walters, can you talk to us about some cocoa butter?
Are you serious? Cocoa butter, Sean, has been with us since the day we were born, darlings.
Come on.
We are born into a pool of cocoa butter at the hospital. Cocoa, come on now. We all smell like cocoa butter, okay? Michelle Obama smells like cocoa butter.
Yes.
It's a part of our hair, nails, skin, keeps us shining, glimmering, glistening, beautiful, gorgeous, keep your skin young. And did y'all know that cocoa was like a sun protectant as well?
Yeah.
So it's another agent that helps us stay gorgeous and beautiful and timeless, honey.
Okay, number 2, Morgan, you and I discussed this. Hair.
Ooh. Now, this is like our crown. It means everything to us. We can take this all the way back to Africa, with the braids, and I'm sitting with braids right now.
Honey.
So, yes, it's very, very important to us, and it kind of like represents our personality and, shows the world like what we have going on. So it means a lot. And are you about to get into like, don't touch your hair? Because you know how we get with
the crown. Just
Respect
respect the
it.
crown.
Yes.
That's it. That's just
Respect
respect
the
the
crown.
crown.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Respect the crown.
There you go. Right.
Nikki, tell us about respecting the crown, though.
I don't know when this started or what it is about our hair that just makes non-Black people want to touch it. I get that it's amazing. I get that it's probably something you've never seen before because our hair in all its glory, you can't touch us, right?
Come on.
But they just want to touch it for some reason. And we take it as disrespect because you're not looking at me as if I am a human being with boundaries. Right. Because here you're coming, oh my goodness, can I touch it? And you're grabbing my hair and pulling it. And I don't know where your hands have been. I didn't moisturize this down. I got a nice little braid
With cocoa butter, too.
With cocoa butter.
Boom.
Here you come in messing up all of my glory.
Yeah.
Honey.
Don't disrespect me. You are stepping into my Black woman aura, and I don't like it.
Yes, Black
Oh, the
Sister
aura.
speak.
The aura. Oh, my
Back up.
God.
Now, if it's a man that we like,
Okay.
Okay, now. You can pull it.
you can do whatever you want, Daddy.
Whatever you want.
Daddy.
You can pull it. You can pull it hard. I don't have an issue with pulling
Wait a
and
minute,
touching my
wait
hair.
a minute.
Me either.
I sleep with a
want
satin
to
bed.
touch
You don't put a scarf on?
No,
Yes,
no.
Lord. We got to talk about the scarf.
Yeah.
No, I
What
don't.
is the issue with what is the issue with wearing the scarf at night?
I don't do that.
Why?
No, I sleep with a satin pillowcase.
So
It's
do I pull out the
$90.
scarf?
No, because I don't want to do the scarf. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm
Why?
not.
Are you worried about what somebody has to say about it?
Well, I just don't think it's sexy. Like, I'm not turned on. I'm not turned on by looking at myself with a scarf. I want to sleep with a satin pillowcase. It's $80. I have about 5 of them.
Yes, I have a nice little bedazzled turban.
Ooh, no.
Not only do I look
Yes,
sexy
girl,
at night,
you
I
sexy
look
with it.
rich, okay?
You look rich.
Rich.
Oh, God. Speaking of, what's the
love
third thing that's really important to us? When you're dating a Black woman, you have a Black woman in your life, marriage, whatever, our mouth.
Yes.
And we call it the mouth, right, Morgan?
Yeah, we do.
We are opinionated. We want respect. But, our opinions matter,
They
obviously,
do.
right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, Nikki, because you're all in about the cocoa butter and the hair and everything else.
Well, if you want to be with a Black woman, you have to understand. Not only are we opinionated, we're opinionated to the point where we want you to either meet us or top us.
Yeah.
Because if I'm sitting up here and I'm talking about a subject and I'm throwing out all of these things, there's nothing sexier, right, than a man coming in and is just like, you know what? I hear you, but what about this? And then he dropping all these facts.
Right. Like, facts.
You know what? I never thought about it like
Yes.
Facts.
You have to be
Yes.
able to match
Teaching
me.
you
Don't shut
something.
me down. Match me. Teach me.
Yep.
Throw in a little bit of, little nuggets that I could learn from, and let us go at it together.
Yeah.
But don't shut me down, because then I shut you out.
Ooh.
Right.
Oh, you said.
Oh
shut-
no, you can't shut down a black woman. That is like that is relationship suicide.
Yeah.
You have to uplift us. Listen, we go through a lot in this nation.
Mm-hmm.
We deal with a lot of racism. We deal with a lot of misogyny. But you cannot tell us that we are not the queen of the world.
Yes.
In any situation, I don't care what situation a black woman is in. We are that. We that girl.
Exactly. We that girl.
We that girl. In any situation, we could be homeless. We the best looking broad on that street, and you can't tell us any different.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to, even if we're debating, you have to be able to match me and uplift me. There's no other way. You can't go down with me, because then we're done.
And why wouldn't you want your woman to have an opinion?
Go
Why
Morgan.
would you-
Go
Yeah,
Morgan.
that's what I'm
Go
saying. Like,
Morgan.
why wouldn't you want her to speak? Why wouldn't you want her to be able to have a conversation at an intellectual table and have something to say?
Yeah.
And I just feel like black women, we have that about us. We are going to have something that we can pour into the conversation. And just like you said, Nikki, I want you to pour into my vessel and I pour into yours.
Yes.
That's what makes us really, really bomb and strong, if you ask me.
Okay, Quinn Walters. I know you have something to say about the mouth.
I'm going to have to agree with my sisters, Nikki and Morgan here. We, as black women, we have a lot to say. We've gone through so much. We have so much in us, so much history, so much that we're bringing to the table. So just hear us out. We're not monsters. We're not tigers. We might be, little lionesses, but
hair.
we don't bite unless you ask us to.
Oh.
But I agree. If you come at us, if you meet us with the intelligence and equality, we're here for you. You come to the table dropping gems. I'm dropping babies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Gems and babies.
That's what it
I
would
love everything about it. But there's another thing, and this is a misconception, and I think we might need to go and let's expound on this. Cooking.
Oh.
Cooking.
I'm out of that
I love
conversation.
to cook.
No.
Morgan, get back.
Morgan, come
Yo,
back, Morgan.
non-cook
Come
himself.
back. No, I want to hear because I feel it's a generational thing as well. I mean, not everybody cooks. Some people know how to cook. Some people don't care to cook. Some people like going out to dinner. But Morgan, you are from the South, and they say women from the South love to cook for their man.
Honey, I am from the dirty South,
Dirty.
and my
Dirty?
generation, yes, dirty. And my generation, I believe we don't like to cook like that, and I think it's because our mothers and fathers, they got their education, they had, great opportunities in life, and because of that, we were exposed outside of the kitchen, not throw down kitchen. Our grandparents do it now. I'm not gonna lie, my grandma makes some good food, but my mother, we went out to eat dang near every other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. And it's not just me though. Like I think even if we were just to look at Instagram or whatever, people are not slaving in the kitchen, no matter if they're from the South or not. That's just, what I'm saying.
Quinn Walters.
I can kind of see that, Morgan. I can kind of see that there's a generational shift happening where a lot of people are frequenting restaurants and posting and tasting different cuisines and traveling the world. And yes, we're in a new day and age. However, I love to cook.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
love to cook. I'm a really good cook. And I use my cooking to gain the interest of different potential debonaires, and it works, darling. It works.
Clearly.
So, but no, I cook because I love to eat. I'm a foodie, and I love to try new things. And I cook for my baby, and I'm here for the cooking, Morgan. So if you're ever hungry, come to the
I'm trying
crib.
to come over.
All of you
Yes,
ladies
yes.
are welcome.
You
Okay,
talking like that? We gotta
you
eat
know,
some.
Yes.
you want some peach cobbler? I got you.
Wait,
Some
what did you
baked
say?
macaroni and cheese,
cobbler.
greens, cornbread. I also make Italian dishes as well, and I make Nigerian food as well.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
What you
How
thought?
do you do that,
What
sis?
you thought? What you thought?
I said I can get them all.
I mean,
Nigerian, Italian,
What you want? Jollof rice, chicken stew, plantain. What?
Uh-oh.
I mean,
Rice, okay.
Tostones?
I make tostones too. I don't like tostones, but I know how to make them.
Oh, my
What
God.
you want, mami?
Oh, honey,
Mexicana.
yes. Bring it over
I can't
here.
with you black women. I can't.
No, but Nikki,
These are the
Nikki,
facts.
all you talk about Philly. What was it like in Philly? Like, were women cooking
Philly
all the time
cheesesteak.
or no?
Well, no, I do agree it's generational because
See?
I didn't grow up in a household where my mother cooked, but I grew up with a grandmother who cooked all the time.
There you go.
So that was just like her love language. Everybody came over to her house, she would make a big meal, and that was just you come like if I would bring friends over, she would just be in the kitchen making like this full course meal, and we're just like, what are you doing? We can eat like some hot pockets. She's like, I'm making you some greens, some fat bat, and like all of this stuff. So it's pretty much generational, and I think it's also because of the economy. I had two working parents,
There you
so
go.
my mom was working, 1 9 to 5, then come home, check on us, throw some hot dogs on a stove, and then go up to her second job.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up with that, but I was able to take that from my grandmother. So I do like to cook all the time, but it's because my grandmother has passed, and so for me that's like me connecting back to her, and also. If I got a little crush,
A little John? You got a John?
I got a joint. I feel like that we get in there. Oh, I'm making you a meal.
That's
you
right.
marrying me.
Yes.
Oh,
If I'm in the kitchen shaking and baking for a dude, we in love.
Come on.
We in love.
See,
Come on.
I couldn't get no man with my cooking. I'm sorry.
Morgan is very honest.
Your man is Jamaican.
and
You
he
don't need to
cooks.
cook.
You use your mouth.
You don't need to cook.
I'm so glad.
Wow. Yeah, the seasoning. I like
got other
seasoning.
gifts.
Yeah.
I like seasoning. Oh, wait. We need to go back. What did you just say?
don't
Morgan?
cook.
I got other
She got other gifts.
Oh, okay. It's
Morgan
not
cook in the
It's
bedroom,
hot in
not
the
the
kitchen. It's hot in the exactly. It's hot in the bedroom, not in the kitchen. Okay. We're gonna go to a commercial break right now, and Sister Speak will be right back on the Digital Podcast Network.
This is the story of a man who had a dream. And one day, that dream turned into...
Yo, what's going on? Dean Edwards got a new show? Yo, what's poppin'? It's your man, Dean Edwards. Guess what? You remember me from Saturday Night Live. You remember me from MTV's Guy Code. But now you're gonna remember me from the Dean Edwards Show on the Digital Podcast Network. I don't listen to a lot of things, but I listen to my man Dean Edwards on the Digital Podcast Network. He got his own show.
It's all Dean, it's all love. It's all going down on the Digital Podcast Network. Visit digitalpodcastnetwork.com.
And we are back with Sister Speak Podcast on the Digital Podcast Network. I am Sean Richards, and I am joined by Morgan Alexandria, Quinn Walters, Nikki Starr, and we are back. But guess what? We're back at number 5. Black women. When you are dealing with a black woman, our view on money and at the stage where they are at in their life, we keep our options open, but money is a very important thing in a relationship with a black woman. Okay, Morgan.
Listen, I think money is super important. I think, we love a man that's going to give us the security. That is just what it is. And if we can feel secure with his coinage, then that's a plus. But I do think, depending on where you are in your life, it is about the potential of a man.
Yeah.
I would say that. I think if he has a job and it's a decent one, and then he has potential to be this king that you see in him, then you can give him that potential. I do understand it depends on where you are in your life, how old you are, whatever. But I think just personally for me, the bag is important, but the potential is even greater.
Wow. Okay, Quinn Walters. I would love to hear your opinion on this.
Well, Morgan, I agree with you. I agree with you to an extent, right?
Okay.
I do agree with you. The potential is great, and it's good if I'm 24. But I'm not 24 anymore.
Yeah.
So at this point in my life, I do need more than just the job, just the 9 to 5 that pays minimum wage. I do need you to have a 401k. I do need you to make close to 6 figures, if not already 6 figures. 7 is good too. 8 is even better.
Yeah.
You know?
8 is great.
But no, I'm not. I don't want to make it seem like I'm a gold digger and I'm money hungry.
No,
That's
you're a
not
goal.
it at all.
Yeah, but
Goal,
digger.
like a goalie, like a soccer goal.
Yeah.
But
Goal. There's
remember,
a high
being
goal.
a gold digger is not bad.
No,
it's
If
not.
Yeah, if you expect money, that's okay.
Well, yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
there are other aspects that are important too. So I just don't want to make it seem like I'm that female that's money hungry. But I do think that is a very, very important aspect to having a strong relationship for me at this point in my life and where I am and what I'm trying to achieve, who I want to be, who I have grown up to be, and where I want to go further. So that's where I am.
Nikki Star.
Well, I agree with my sisters.
Okay.
But I also want to add that potential is great, right? Potential is great if I'm instantly seeing results. Because
that's it.
there are so many men who have potential. No results. No results. And
wow.
I'm sitting here, going broke, looking at your potential. There needs to be more. And it's also, I also agree with Quinn. It's like where you're at in life. When I'm in college or grad school, that's the only time I'm accepting a ramen date. After that,
Yeah, no, I agree.
after grad school, if we're not, going at least to TGI Fridays, I gotta move on. I have got to move on. So having money is very important, and I don't think that there's wrong with a woman being a gold digger. I guess I understand it's about the intention, but at the end of the day, we're all gold diggers.
Yeah, we want that security.
No, because
Exactly.
it's the idea this is bad that a woman actually wants support. Excuse me.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. If I'm
Nothing.
making a certain amount of money,
Exactly.
I'm not pulling you up by your bootstraps to get you up to my level.
Right.
I don't have time for that.
Right.
I
Because
agree.
it's always a struggle. It's already a struggle for me to do everything that I need to do. If you can match me, or again, if you can match me or top me, we good.
Yes.
But if I'm looking at your potential and I'm sitting over here and I'm paying for everything, looking at your potential, I'm going to start to resent you, and then I'm going to start looking at somebody else who got potential and results.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
basically, you're not handing out any mixtapes. Is
No.
that what you're saying? You're not doing any mixtapes,
Absolutely
Nikki?
not.
We are
No.
not on that.
No, but if you're
You're
performing
past
at Jimmy
it.
Kimmel, Jimmy
Okay,
Kimmel, I'm there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Now,
there.
if you're Jimmy Kimmel,
I'm
you're there.
there.
No, I mean, it's funny because a lot of people get into, I feel, now I'm starting to notice this pattern with a lot of black women when they're talking, they will go into the fact that, oh, I'm not a gold digger.
Yeah.
It's like, they would never say that maybe 5, 6 years ago, but now it's embedded in us to feel bad about wanting something.
Yeah.
A little more.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said before, nothing is wrong with being a gold digger. I think I was telling you guys before, my professor said, listen, if they call you a gold digger, say thank you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like women do want that security. But I do understand if you're a little bit younger and you're still working on your way, I understand if you're working on your way up and you have great potential and something to offer. You have a great, when I say job, teacher, career, I guess I should say, like something like that. Then I think that that's okay
Totally.
to, stick in there if it's a good guy.
Totally.
Yeah.
At the
Totally.
same time, you could be all about the bag and you're just like, look, whatever bag you got, that's what I want to get. And that's okay too.
So you don't care what kind of bag it is.
I don't care what kind of bag it is, as long as there is a bag.
Well, I care about the size of the bag.
And I care about the brand of the bag.
Yes.
Is it a recycled bag or what? Is it a recycled bag or what kind of bag is it,
The bag
boo?
has to be able to take care of us and the family. Because we also have to realize as women, if we get with a man and we talk about having a family, if I'm going to push a human being out of my body, I'm going to want to take a break. And I want to know that you can take care of us, take care of this family while I am healing and putting my body back together. If I got to go back to work the next day after pushing a child out, we got a problem. Because I work with a girl. I hope she's not listening. I work with a girl.
Nikki Star.
I work with a girl at the Gap. Mother was 9 months pregnant. She went away for maternity leave. She was back the next day, and she could not even really walk.
Oh, my
And my
goodness.
manager was telling her to go home, and she was like, no, I can't. I need the money. And I was like, girl, aren't you engaged? She was like,
It's
girl,
not-
he can't
it's
take
not
care of
funny.
all of us.
It's sad.
I was like, why are you sleeping with this man?
See?
If he can't take care of you guys,
And
you still
I
got
agree.
stitches in your body, and you're folding sweaters.
Yeah.
Hell
That's a
no.
problem.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Woo.
He's probably a great guy.
But then can we say it depends on where you live, because I'm sure you're talking about a certain specific place and it's
Yeah.
super expensive,
True,
you know? So
true.
it just depends on where you live. Like, I'm not saying accept anything lower than what you want to accept. But I'm saying sometimes I do think we miss that amazing guy who may end up being extremely well off.
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, no, you don't have the bag. You don't
Yeah.
have, you know, the type of bag that I want at this time in my life. So I say, if you see the potential and you feel the connection is there and you know together, because I feel like we've forgotten about that part as well. Like, a relationship is two people. So, like, together we can build this, we can grow, we can go to the next level. And, you know, I'm trying to, like, that's what I'm on, because then you ain't gonna leave me and I'm gonna get what I done, you know, sat in for.
Yeah. And if you do leave, it's 50-50
There
at
you
the
go.
end.
Yeah.
Honey. You got to give me half.
Don't sign a prenup.
Okay, you know what? You know what?
Never.
Oh my God. Guess what, ladies? We are out of time. Oh my God. This was such a good show. This is Sister Speak Podcast on the Digital Podcast Network. I'm Sean Richards.
Morgan Alexandria.
Quinn Walters.
Nikki Star.
We'll see you next time on the Sister Speak Podcast on the Digital Podcast Network. Bye.